Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to another episode on the beautiful topic of gangstalking, which is obviously a lot of fun. So, this video I decided to title it What We Are Guilty of. What we are guilty of. So, what are we guilty of as targeted individuals? I'm going to explain that right now. So, obviously, it's just a clickbait. We targeted individuals are clearly not guilty of anything. I don't think that most of us have done anything to deserve getting gang stalked. You know, what is being done to us is clearly not fair. This definitely disadvantageous and discriminatory and, horrible in every way possible. Obviously, this is very telling of the people who are doing this, that they are indeed the ones who are guilty of something. But the reason why I call this video what we are guilty of is because there is something we are guilty of as targeted individuals. And in my opinion, that is inaction. I think you guys, I have to say this to everyone who is a targeted individual who is listening to me, please listen to me. You guys need to take more action. We are guilty of this. We don't take enough action. We are too scared. We are too anxious. We are too terrified. We are too, excuse my language, pussified to do anything about the gang stalking. You know, I've met a lot of people, usually online, but I met a lot of people that talk to me about their problems, tell me what happened in gang stalking. You know, they'll write you, they'll go on Reddit and fucking write like huge posts where they explain to you what happened to them and what the gang stalkers did and the tactics that were used, and constantly complaining about their problems with the gang stalking. But I've never seen anybody take action. I've never seen anybody do anything about the gang stalking. What are you guys doing about the gang stalking? I get it. It's difficult. It's hard. It sucks. I know. It's horrible to be gang stalked. But the question I'm asking you guys is, what are you doing about it? So that is what we are guilty of as targeted individuals. We are too scared to take action. We are not taking enough action. Guys, listen to me. A lot of the gang stalkers who are out there, they know something. They know that you are scared because they see that you're not taking action. They know, because if they knew, if the gang stalkers were afraid of us, they wouldn't be doing half the things that they're doing to us. If they were scared of us, they wouldn't even dare to gang stalk us 24/7. They would actually be terrified and afraid of us because they would be afraid of retaliation. But because of the fact that the gang stalkers and the perpetrators know for a fact that you guys are not willing, and I'm including myself as well here, that you guys are not willing to take any action and do anything about the gang stalking, they're not afraid. They're saying, oh, whatever, we can do anything to these guys and we can get away with it because there's nothing they can do about it. So the reason why I am raising this topic is because I'm fed up. I've had enough. I don't want to live in a world where someone else, such as the government and the gang stalkers, is controlling my life or influencing my life negatively and preventing me from doing things and preventing me from thriving and from living my life the way that I want. So guys, muster up some courage, get some balls, man, and let's do something. Let's get together and do something. Guys, there's another thing I want to talk about, which is something I have learned about gang stalking. You see, as absolute horrendous pieces of shit that the gang stalkers are, they got one thing which they're doing correctly. And you know what that is? They have numbers. Guys, as horrible, absolute scum of the earth pieces of shit that gang stalkers are, they actually work together. They have numbers. They work together to do things. to terrorize and harass and kill targeted individuals, right? So they're working in tandem. They're doing things together. So that's the thing that I think is missing with a lot of targeted individuals, and that's something that we can learn also from the gangstalkers themselves, is we need to start ganging together and collaborating and doing things. And I am not talking about, the stupid shit that has been done in the past. I've seen, targeted individuals gather together and stand in the middle of the streets, holding some kind of, leaflets or panels, saying, oh, we're targeted individuals, stop harassing us, stop experimenting us. Guys, gangstalkers don't care if you're going to sit there and complain to them about your problems. Most people don't give a flying deet about you and your problem with gangstalking. So you can talk to people all you want and have these leaflets and do that's, guys, talk is cheap. I'm talking about action. I'm talking about actually doing something, and that's the reason why last time I said, let's form an off-grid TI community. Because guys, let's look at it this way. Nobody's offering any solutions. Nobody has offered any solutions. For the past, 20, 30 years that people have been experiencing gangstalking, nobody has offered any solutions. Everybody says, well, you can beat gangstalking, you can do this, you can do that. So what? What solutions were offered that can actually counter the gangstalking? So that's the reason why I'm saying, this going to an off-grid location, which is a remote location which has no one in there that would actually be able to harass you, I am thinking this is actually a very good idea because, at least it's worth a try, that there is actually a chance that it could actually work. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, do you remember what happened in Waco? The Waco, Texas, the Waco siege that was in 1993. Basically, for those guys who don't know, basically there was an off-grid community of a religious sect called the Branch Davidians that was headed by a guy called David Koresh. They lived in a secluded community by themselves, away from the government, away from society. And because they had been stockpiling some weapons and rifles, the government decided to attack them, and a lot of the people got killed because the fire got started, and then people died and all that stuff. 4 police officers were also shot dead by the Branch Davidians. But that's obviously a huge tragedy and whatnot. But guys, it doesn't have to go that way, because I'm suggesting some solutions. First of all, when I said if you want to form an off-grid TI community, maybe it'd be a good idea to get some weapons. We don't have to do that. Obviously that's just an option. It is not absolutely necessary to have rifles and weapons, because, just because you live in a remote location does not mean you're in danger of physical attacks. As we have seen with gangstalking itself, most people do not get attacked physically. The entire operation is psychological. So actually getting weapons and rifles is maybe not an absolute necessity if you guys are afraid about having to deal with law enforcement and the police and all that. And secondly, I suggested that we constantly be on the move, constantly moving from one location to another. So obviously, if you're constantly moving from one location to another, it'd be difficult. I think it would make it more difficult for the police to track you down and to do anything to you. So, so that's as far as, what I said about the off-grid community. But the reason why I'm making this video, like I said, was you guys, man, you're not taking enough initiative. You're not doing anything. You have to do something, guys. Don't be afraid. Don't let the fear of these cowards and gangstalkers paralyze you. What more can they do to you? They've already done to you many, many horrible things. I've been through the ringer with the gangstalking. I've had a lot of horrible things happen to me in the gangstalking. I know all their fucking tricks. I am not afraid of anything else they're gonna do. You know, what else they're gonna do? They're gonna follow me around and cough at me. You know, they're gonna follow me with their cars and honk at me. They're gonna do directed conversations, street theater, call me names. They've done that a million times. I'm not afraid of that. So guys, don't let the fear paralyze you, and you have to take action. You have to do something. And that's the reason why I think it is very, very, very important for targeted individuals to get together, form a coalition, form an alliance. We have a lot of things in common. You know, if we are being targeted by the government, by gangstalking, then we have a lot of common interests, basically. And I think it would make a lot of sense for us to do things together. And I think with numbers comes strength. There's a lot of things that can be achieved with numbers. And that is the reason why it'd be a good idea to get together, form an off-grid community maybe. I've also had another idea, which is a little bit risky. But I said, what if we get together and form a group and we start targeting the perpetrators? Yeah. So we go in the streets and we find perpetrators. We track them down the same way they track us down. We catch them and, you know, we beat them up. You know, we could catch them and take them to the woods or to some secluded place. Obviously, if we have numbers, we can easily do that. And we can, we could beat them up. We could force them to confess. Force them to provide the evidence for the things that they've been using to track us. For example, to show us what applications they're using to track us and like all the evidence. You know, there's a lot of things we can do, like to get back at these people. You know, because I would feel much better if I got back at these people, and I'm sure that you too would. You know, and I assure you guys, if we start to take these guys out and come after them and track them down and beat them up and show them who's boss, trust me, guys, these people would never touch us again. They would be very reluctant to do anything. They would think twice. They would think 3 times before they come after us. Seriously, man, like they would be really terrified to approach us. So anyway, guys, I'm just going to end this video here, and I'm going to say, you know, that's my message to you basically is, guys, don't let the fear paralyze you, okay? Do something, take action. Don't be afraid. Don't be paralyzed. Don't be a pussy, you know? Don't let these people terrify you and force you into inaction. You know, you gotta have, we need, this is something we really need as target individuals. We need more pro-action. We need action. We need to take the initiative. We need to do things. You know, don't be afraid. You got nothing to lose. Actually, it's by not taking action, you know, by you guys just spending the day posting on Reddit and complaining about, well, my perpetrator did this to me and this guy did this to me. Yeah, we've heard that shit a million times ago, guys. We know the ropes. We don't need somebody else talking to us about their problems and telling us about what's happening with the gangstalking, because we know it. We know what happens. We need more success stories. We need to hear somebody did something that made their situation with the gangstalking better. Like, I know, guys, I know we can't beat this thing. I'm not delusional. I'm not saying we can beat it. I am not promising that you can stop it from happening, but I am saying there is some stuff we can do to ameliorate the situation to a point where the quality of the life of the targeted individual improves so much that they could practically say, well, I'm not being gangstalked anymore. You know, I'm just saying. Because, guys, if we group up together and we get like 10 or 20 people and we go live in a really, really remote location, and we have cattle for food and we have tents for shelter and we have a local water source, you know, and we can fend for ourselves and we are living by ourselves in a community that is, you know, full of people that are normal and not, you know, completely nuts, completely crazy. And there is nobody there to bother us. Come on, man. That would be a million times better than living in this, I'm sorry, man, but this piece of shit society that is ruled by horrible governments that are basically acting as domestic terrorists and mafias that are hunting down their own subjects and their own peoples and their own citizens. You know what I mean? So guys, I'm going to end this video now, and I'm just going to tell you guys, get some cojones, man. Get some balls, don't be afraid. Even next time, somebody insults you in the streets or harasses you, don't let it slide, I've been guilty of this myself. Many times I'll let it slide because I say, man, it happens all the time. Like, I don't want to bother with it because I know it's not going to go away. It's not going to do anything. But seriously, guys, if you see somebody harass you or provoke you or do something, if you see something like that, do something, say something back to them, curse at them, yell at them, flip them off, tell them to go fuck yourself. Curse them the same way they curse you. If they intimidate you, intimidate them the same way they intimidate you. Don't let these people get away with these activities without any sort of retaliation, Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys are going to be doing well. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one.